Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Right now there is an absolute economic thriller unfolding across the 2026 AI deployment landscape. Today, we're diving deep into the Vantix Prompt Token Estimator to figure out how to survive what industry experts are calling the AI context trap. Because look, if you're building artificial intelligence apps right now, there are hidden financial vulnerabilities buried deep inside your code, and they might just be quietly draining your entire budget.
Okay, let's dive into this, starting with the absolute core villain of our story, catastrophic prompt sprawl. As AI builders, we're all kind of guilty of this, right? We routinely prototype using massive system instructions, complex few-shot scaffolds, incredibly heavy RAG payloads. And hey, in testing, they work beautifully. But the problem is, when these massive, unoptimized payloads execute thousands of times an hour in production, it leads to this unchecked, unmonitored API cost creep that literally destroys your project's unit economics.
2 million. Just think about the sheer scale of that for a second. That is the staggering context window capacity of modern 2026 flagship models like Moonshot AI's Kimi K3 and Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Opus. We have unprecedented power right at our fingertips. But this massive context ceiling, it's a huge trap. Just because you can feed 2 million tokens into a model, and trust me, we've all been tempted to just dump a whole textbook in there, it absolutely does not mean your monthly budget can actually survive it.
So what this really sets up is a daily, ongoing battle between the magic and the math. The magic is, of course, that incredible near-human reasoning these ultra-large context models give us right out of the box. But the math? That's the strict, microscopic financial optimization you absolutely need just to afford running them at scale. Prompt engineering has completely matured. It's not just about coaxing a good answer out of a chatbot anymore. It's become a rigorous, unforgiving discipline of financial and architectural optimization.
Section 1. The privacy and financial risks. Let's look at how this impacts the real-world choices developers are making today. When you're building enterprise AI, you're juggling two massive threats at once: leaking proprietary data and bleeding money. If you're on a security-conscious team, say you're a fintech dev, or you're building medical AI, you simply cannot risk pasting your proprietary system prompts or sensitive customer data into some random third-party web form that silently beams your text off to remote servers. This is exactly where local execution becomes a total lifesaver. Vantix solves this by operating entirely locally with 100% private zero-trust JavaScript execution. Your prompt text literally never leaves your browser. It's not going to OpenAI, it's not going to Anthropic, it's never saved in any database. You get total peace of mind while auditing those highly sensitive payloads.
So how do we actually calculate the cost of that private data? Well, just remember the number 4. Vantix uses this super reliable industry-standard baseline heuristic to make the whole abstract concept of API billing instantly tangible. 1 token is roughly equal to 4 characters of English text. By instantly converting your pasted text into this token estimate right there in your browser, you immediately grasp the actual weight of your prompt before a single expensive API call is ever made.
Section 2. The Vantix Engine, Live Pricing Sync. Alright, so now that we know how tokens are counted securely, you're probably wondering, how does this tool actually pull accurate costs for dozens of different models without relying on fragile, paid APIs? It uses this brilliant multi-tier fallback chain to guarantee 100% uptime. Step 1 is a domain-scoped scraper waterfall. Basically, it autonomously pulls pricing data strictly from verified domains like ai.google.dev or anthropic.com. Step 2 is your guardrail, a 300-second lock file. This keeps DDoS bots and refresh spam totally at bay to protect the host infrastructure. And finally, Step 3 is a self-healing UI fallback. So if a network failure ever happens, the app just automatically self-heals by loading verified baseline pricing from modern architectures. It's incredibly robust.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is comparing these stark differences in input and output pricing across these 2026 flagship architectures. Look at Google's Gemini 3.6 Flash. It comes in at a highly efficient 7.5 cents per million input tokens, but compare that to DeepSeek R1 at 55 cents, Grok 4.5 at $2, and Claude 3.5 Sonnet at $3 for that exact same million input tokens. When you multiply these rates by high-volume daily API calls, you immediately see why tracking every single token is absolutely crucial to keeping your project alive.
Section 3. Refactoring for maximum savings.
This is the climax of it all, really.
It's where tools like Vantix shift from being just passive token calculators into active defense mechanisms for your budget using A/B compare mode. Imagine taking your primary prompt, the one bloated with massive system instructions and heavy testing payloads, and placing it right next to a newly optimized, refactored, and concise variant. By comparing them side by side, the engine dynamically calculates the exact token differential. But more importantly, it projects your actual monthly dollar savings based on your daily execution volume. It literally turns abstract token trimming into hard cash in your pocket.
And the ROI on this? It is absolutely staggering. $1,800. That is the massive return you can get by trimming just 400 tokens from a system prompt that executes 50,000 times a day on Claude 3.5 Sonnet. That's over $1,800 a month saved in raw input costs alone, and you're doing this without sacrificing an ounce of intelligence or accuracy in your AI's response. It really goes to show how microscopic edits produce massive financial impacts over time.
So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought today. Take a hard look at your own code bases. Audit those system instructions. Dig into your RAG payloads. Are your prompts destroying your project's unit economics? With tools like the Vantix Prompt Token Estimator, giving you 100% private, instant financial visibility right inside your browser, there is literally no excuse for catastrophic prompt sprawl anymore. Honestly, it's time to run the math on your magic.